everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Stitching Live. I'm Lizzie. Sean is just letting the cat out of the studio. He'll be right back. How are you this week?
I'm doing great. How are you this week?
I'm dandy.
Oh, the door just flew open again.
Yeah,
okay, great. Wow.
It's fine.
It's good. Fine.
It's fine.
Everything with Cheddar, the cat, is always fine.
Cheddar's fine.
We're happy to see you today. Thanks for joining us, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching later at all.
That's right.
We're really happy that you could join in and learn while we stitch today. You've got some things that you're shuffling around over there.
Sorry, we're sewing today, so we're working on the new coin purse die.
We're working on the new coin purse die,
yes.
and so Lizzie's going to show you how to stitch it. This is a perfect die. This is the perfect stitching project. Maybe if you're new to stitching, this is a great project for that, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's the hardest part about it is deciding how to decorate it, I think.
That's the hardest part.
But it's it's a really fun project, and it's a really useful project.
Oh yeah, I didn't know what you were doing. You can hold that up in front of the camera. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a very useful project.
It's a useful little thing, and they're cute, and I think that they could also be really great for gift card giving at the holidays. I know it's called the coin purse die, but it's also really great just like gift packaging die, if that's something that appeals to you. I plan to do that with this one.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of made it look Christmassy. But they're cute little coin purses, and they come together fairly easily.
And because the wool felt that we sell is super durable, you'll have it for a very, very long time.
Yes.
Yeah, and it'll be yours. Or it'll be whoever you give it to.
Right.
Yeah.
No, they hold up really well. And I just thought that it would be a fun thing to be able to offer for folks who wanted something besides decor, something that they can use all the time, something more functional.
Yeah, so. It's very, very functional, and it's a great way to kind of take Pashta out into the world with you. It doesn't just have to be at home on your Christmas tree. Now it can go out in the world, and then people will be like, where did you get that? And then you'll be like, I made that. And then they're going to be like, where can I get one? And you have to be like,
you can make it.
Or you can pick up the tab for this lunch and the next lunch and the next lunch, and then you can have one.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I also used it to do some things with fabric. Patterned fabric. Oh. And I did have someone ask me where I got this fabric.
Where did you get the kitty cat fabric from?
Because who doesn't love kitty cat fabric, right?
Dog people don't love kitty cat fabric.
That was more of a rhetorical.
You thought I was just going to let that one go? Set them up, knock them down. Come on.
This is flannel, a flannel pattern that I got from Joann's.
Oh, okay.
But
rip.
I know.
Uh-huh.
But I did notice there were some people on Etsy selling yardage.
Oh.
So I Googled, because I didn't know who made it, because my salvage edge didn't have anything on it.
Any identifiable information?
No.
Uh-huh.
But I Googled black and white kitties on gray flannel, and I did find some on Etsy. So
now, on average, about 200 to 500 people, depending on the episode, watch these videos. So you're going to have to Google that real fast because other people are already in the Google box.
Already on their Goggle box.
In fact, maybe I'll buy it all up on the Etsy while we're doing this live today and put it on the eBay.
We have a few yards of our own.
Yeah. But I'm reselling it. I'm a reseller.
That's what the people on Etsy are doing.
What's that? Yeah, but I'm going to resell it again because we've now created a new demand. They call that the pump and dump.
Okay.
Well, all right.
I'd rather not. The only pump and dump I'm familiar with has to do with babies. So
I don't know anything about that. What I do know is we've got a lot of people saying hi in the chat, so thank you. We haven't said hi to anybody that's there today. Shahrazad is here and has said nothing about the show last week. That's fine. That's her prerogative. Okay. She doesn't have to tell us about the show.
We did. If your link stopped working, like if you went back to our Instagram stories and it didn't work, it's because we had Sean had the very, very bright idea to edit out the part where no one could hear us.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's not showing under our lives anymore. It's just showing under our videos, but it's still there.
We're out there.
It's still available.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have one of those soundboards yet.
Anyway.
Let's go on. Let's get started. Oh,
Anyway.
Someone's hit us with a good evening. They must be across the pond.
Good evening.
All right, let's get going.
Good afternoon, good morning, and good night.
Okay.
So where are you which camera are we?
I don't know. What camera do you want to go to? Let's go back to the table. We're like 5 minutes in. It's table time.
Yeah, it's table time.
It's table time.
Okay.
Let's go.
So this is one of the sort of preset designs.
Design options. Yeah, you can definitely see that. But I'll turn the monitor so you can see that. There we go.
So you start by die cutting your coin purse itself.
Heck yeah.
If I can get myself in the camera here. Die cut your coin purse out of whatever color. This is wider than a standard 5-inch roll of felt, so you do need to use a sheet of some sort.
Say that part again. So it is wider than our regular 5-inch.
It's wider than a 5-inch roll of felt. It's a 5.5-inch width because you have to have it so wide to accommodate the zipper.
That's right. So you're going to have to find either one of our wool felt sheets.
Yes, we are carrying some wool felt sheets, or if you happen to have wool felt sheets that will work, fantastic.
There you go.
So you cut your die, or you cut your base shape, and then you decide how you want to decorate it. This flower cluster, I've shown on this side. On this purse already.
Okay.
But today we're going to do it on this side. So you can just rotate it.
We're going to do a Bizarro version today.
Indeed, we are. Because I just felt like
this is a real left side.
Showing that it can go on either side. Yes. Or it can go in the middle if you want your
flower. Step back.
If you want your flower like that.
And if it's in the middle, it could be upside down or the other way around.
Right side up. Whichever way you like.
Whichever way you like.
So there's that design that's available.
Great.
Then this design here is...
I like the leaves.
I know you do.
I really like the leaves.
Is a whole element that you can just die cut straight in.
Oh, so it's one whole piece.
One whole piece.
You don't have to worry about lining up your leaves and your flower and making sure they...
all done for you.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Okay. Then there's this wreath kind of image here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I like the wreath image there.
And this is also all done for you. I've added a monogram using our monogram alphabet there in the center.
Yes, C is for coin purse.
Sure. So...
What was it for in your head?
Charlie or Cecily or...
Oh.
A person that we know.
That's very generous. Okay.
And then, yeah. So those are the designs that come in the die itself.
Okay.
But we have plenty of other things that would fit, like the strawberry from last week.
Oh, get out of here. Yeah. Show me that on camera, would you?
Sure.
We just happen to have a strawberry.
I just happen to have the strawberry.
So, for example, if you had the summer strawberry...
You could put...
Wham.
A strawberry.
Look at that.
Yeah, it'd be cute. Or like the busy bee would fit.
The busy bee. I bet a donut would fit on there.
I bet a donut would fit on there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any of those handy though. The
would any of the basic
not Lucky Lady, Little Dottie die would fit.
Would any of the basic star dies like
the star
small?
The star would fit. The heart from the basic heart would fit.
Yeah.
And I did debate on whether to do one of the pre-made ones today or some other elements, but I decided we would stick with just the die today, the die as it comes.
You have so many options to make this yours.
For sure.
You could even put a little love potion bottle on there, I bet.
I bet you could.
And then you could put a little tiny flask inside.
It'd be a very tiny flask.
It'd be like like a high school graduation size flask.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Not going there.
Okay. I'm just trying to be topical.
Sure.
It is late May in the United States after all.
Indeed.
Okay, great.
So the first thing we're going to do...
Wait a minute. Shari's in the chat and she's lying to us because she told us that she couldn't be here today, but now she's saying hi.
Hi.
Maybe she just came in to say hi.
She may have.
Or maybe I need to email her employer that they do not have her undivided attention.
We are going to start with the zipper.
Zipper time.
Because it's maybe, aside from decorating your zipper bag, your coin purse, the trickiest thing. So I like to line it up on this end here.
On which end here?
This is a 4-inch zipper.
Okay, we have a standard 4-inch zipper.
Standard 4-inch zipper.
Okay.
This little stopper thing is where I start.
You start at the end.
Yes.
That's good to know.
I like to start down there.
Now, is the zipper zipped closed when you sew it together?
Yes.
Okay, I've never sewn a zipper before.
I don't know if I'm doing this technically the right way or the wrong way, but that is how I do it.
I want to know how to do it the pashta-verse way.
Sure.
My finger's off camera.
Yeah.
The pashta way. That's how I want to know how to do it.
So I'm just going to start here at one end.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Because I would have lost that, and then I would have wondered where it went.
You're welcome.
I knew it was there. And you're just going to use a running stitch. I hold the zipper in place while I'm stitching. You're
going vertically is what you're doing through the holes that you die cut?
I mean, it would be horizontal.
Oh, you're doing the long stitch.
I'm doing the long one first, yes.
Okay, that's great. I see all that.
Because it's easier to hold.
Somehow in my head, I, for some reason, thought that there were maybe no holes there. That doesn't make any sense.
No, there are holes there.
There are holes there pre-cut for you along the zippered edge.
And you just use the holes as a guide.
As a guide, okay.
Yes.
Now, is the zipper on the wrong side of the fabric or the right side of the fabric?
Wrong side.
Okay, the zipper's on the wrong side of the fabric.
Yes, you will not see the vast majority of the zipper. Once it's sewn in, you just see just the zipper.
Okay. And you really didn't spend a lot of time like having to line that up or anything, did you?
No, I just sort of hold it not against the zipper teeth, but like next to the zipper. I mean, it's a straight line, right? So you're just going to hold it sort of
I just cannot believe how quickly you got into stitching the zipper part here. Well, I thought there was going to be a lot of like shifting and mixing, but no, you were just like, okay, everybody. And next thing you know, you're stitching.
Well, we did a lot of bantering, so I wanted to get...
No, I really mean it. This part here went a lot faster than I thought it was going to.
It's not inherently difficult. It's just you're looking to line up the hole, or you're looking, not to line up the hole, but you're looking to line up the edge of the opening with the edge of the zipper. And then you're using the holes as a guide.
So just jam on through that thing.
Stitching. Yes.
Yeah, because first of all, someone has said that perhaps they're not having a remote meeting after all, shrugging with remote worker problems. Okay, so we don't have to get them a hall pass. That's nice. And they're someone's making aprons. Deb says that she puts zippers on by hand on her garments, but machine for bags. That's what she wanted to share with us there. Okay. Shari says that sewing zippers are not her favorite, but she's hoping that by hand would be easier. Deb, who I perceive as our master seamstress in this chat, until someone else elbows out of the way, says that she also dislikes zippers. Okay.
I don't generally love zippers, but these I don't find difficult because you've got the holes to use as a guide. Like, of course, I don't like anything without holes now because they make it so much easier for me to see what I'm doing.
Of course, yeah. You're going back and forth there a little bit. What's going on right now? You're just kind of looking?
I just had a hole, or I had a knot, and so I had to...
got it, okay. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat and with your progress at the same time.
I appreciate that. I realize that, like, this side of the thing is sort of in the way. It's sort of in the way for me, too, but...
Rhonda is saying that she loves the design, but didn't think she could do it because of the zipper. She doesn't sew at the machine. See, here we go. We are just breaking down barriers, just out there, you know?
I honestly find this holding it part to be just making sure that it remains relatively straight.
Okay.
To be like the, I guess, trickiest part. It's really not all that hard, but...
Yeah, and it's going to be the zipper...
This is like the 6th one I've made. Though.
Yeah, the zippers are super durable coming from the place where we've been sourcing them from, for one.
They seem to be, yeah. So I'm not gatekeeping that information at all. I've been buying things from Wawak. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. WAWAK.com. Their zippers are really affordable. They shipped really fast. I think they told me they were going to ship like within 7 days, but it was like still the next day or something.
Yeah. There are loads of people who are really excited that we're doing this because I think they were a little bit I think the zipper was a little intimidating, which we understand. It's great.
The only thing, so I would say, make sure that when you're sewing, you flip up the tongue thingy.
You need to show that over on the camera to your left a little bit because we're doing that thing where you're on the far edge of the table again.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So you make sure it's flipped this direction instead of like flipped forward when you're sewing it, to make sure that you don't have to fight with it to get it back underneath. Whoops. Apparently I did not turn off my notification.
Got it. You're saying as you get closer, so since you started at the end of the zipper.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that the tongue, I think that's, I don't know what,
the
pole is inside the opening instead of underneath.
Underneath the felt.
Yes.
Got it. I got that. I'm going to put that in as a note because
that's a good choice.
Around about 15 and a half minutes, we sorted that right out. Okay. Make sure that the zipper pole is not being sewed down into the felt.
Into the opening.
Into the opening.
Or out of the opening. Under the felt.
Don't worry. Someone's going to be so curious when they see that note, they're going to go right to the source, and then they're going to figure out what we're doing here.
Oh, that's what they're talking about.
Someone says we've got a random question. Since I'm here,
Sure.
What would be a good light blue felt to make an Americana series of stars? I ordered the new color story, and now I need the light blue. Thanks.
I've used sea spray in the past.
Sea spray is your answer there.
Or I've used dewdrop too.
Sea spray or dewdrop, and I'm not going to name this person's name because I once did, and they said they were at work. Oh. So I'm not sure if I don't know if they're here surreptitiously or not.
Yeah, I've used sea spray. I think I used sea spray on my vote banner last year.
Shari said, is there a style of zipper from Wall Walk that you like best?
I really like the way these ones look, these donut pole zippers. However, they are a little bit wider and they're not as flexible.
So the coin purse will be a little bit more rigid.
Yeah, but I don't think
that'll be better for when you give a rare coin then, because it's going to be harder to get that bad boy out of there.
These ones are a little more flexible and narrower.
When you say these ones, what does that mean?
I'm trying to show them because I don't remember what they're called.
Oh boy. Okay, let me just go ahead and do that for you there.
Thank you.
Would that be in your electronic mail, you think?
Maybe.
Okay, let me go see if I can find out for the show notes.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted, and so the zipper is taking me a while. I apologize.
Bear with me, everyone. I'm in my wife's email now.
Good luck.
It looks like you got the little donut pole bag zipper that you had first, which I will try and get underneath your hands or to the side. That little guy is a donut pole zipper.
Yes.
And that is the number 4.5, which is the 4-inch black oxide nickel.
I bought like 5 different kinds of
You also bought it in midnight and antique. And then one of them is called a nylon coil non-separating pant, skirt, dress, zipper, upholstery zipper.
That's maybe what this one is.
So that's a number 3, I believe.
Which one?
Is the size. The smaller one, it looks like it's a number 3 size. You got it in mint and pink.
I bought it in like 30 colors.
In army, yeah, etc., etc. Medium blue. I hope that answers Shari's question. So the donut pole one that we said is a little bit more rigid. Is a number 4.5 size donut pole. And then the other one we got is a number 3 nylon coil multi-purpose zipper that's also 4 inches long. There you go.
Yeah, I just searched 4-inch zippers, and when different things came up, I found the ones that I liked, and I bought a whole bunch of them. And they're really affordable. Especially this nylon, whatever he just said.
It's just what did it say again? It said nylon
pants zipper or something.
No, it had a million usage. It says nylon coil non-separating.
Nylon coil non-separating.
Now
here at the ends, I see how it's like it's not totally together. I just sort of pull them a little bit so that you can get through the zipper. I totally shouldn't have done that though, because I'm coming at it from the wrong place here. I want to get it through the holes. So I just sort of pull the zipper together a little bit to make sure I can get it through the holes.
To make sure you can get what through the holes?
Get the stitch through the... Get through the zipper and the stitching hole.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Sorry, that wasn't super clear.
No, I get it. You're just opening the zipper far enough to be able to see where you want to land your stitch.
Well, I'm sort of pulling it tighter together because it pulls away from each other naturally.
Uh-huh.
Because you've got the zipper part there, so it sort of wants to pull away.
Okay.
And I'm just sort of pulling it together so I can make sure that I'm getting it through.
Great. I'm just catching up on the chat now here. One second. We don't know about which swivel hook is the right size. Okay.
I don't know which swivel hook is the right size. Shari sent me a thingy, and I should have looked at it, and I didn't. Or I looked at it, but like super briefly. The one that I have on my what?
I'm just catching up. Finish your sentence.
The one that I have on my the key ring that I use for our post box, I think is like a 1-inch
swivel hook.
I think so.
Is that also in the Wawak?
No, because I bought those when I was wandering around Joann's last fall because I was doing them for the tailored expressions thing.
Got it. Okay. There was some laughter in there. Shari said that Miriam's already had her buying cork, so she might as well ask us where did the zipper from. And she said that when she searched the 4-inch zipper, the nylon one didn't come up. So she says thanks, and now she realizes how many pretty colors it comes in.
So many pretty colors. Which is why I have so many of them, because I was like, ooh, that one's pretty, and that one's pretty, and that one's pretty. And I think this one might be the mint, the near mint or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then Shari shared with everyone that the cork that Miriam had used to get to do her project.
That bag on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. The bag on Saturday was from, she got that from Uncle Jeff over on Amazon.
Heard that.
Yeah.
Yes, when Miriam sent that to me, she was like, I have a bonus project. Here it is. And I was just like, oh, that is the coolest.
I mean, a little coin purse and cork. How can you beat that? That goes for anybody that you know that likes to drink some wine. That's for them. Because it's cork. Anybody who likes stylish, sustainable design materials, also for them, it's perfect.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm truly just going around this using the running stitch, taking a little bit of time, just making sure that it stays nice and straight.
Yeah, we're chatting an awful lot. And you started stitching it was only about 12 minutes ago that you started stitching.
Yeah, and I got a little distracted there in the middle.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not going to take long, especially for people who are just plain intimidated by the zipper. I think we're demonstrating, as usual, on our stitching lives with Lizzie and Sean, that if you just sit down at a table with your favorite best friend sitting next to you to chat with you, next thing you know, you can climb mountains.
You can yammer.
You can sew zippers.
And sew zippers.
And then the next time you get together with your other friends who weren't sitting right next to you, you can tell them what an accomplishment. You know?
Indeed. Yes, I really liked the Wawak stuff. And I did not realize I could get swivel hooks from them until they sent me an email this weekend to be like,
hey,
Memorial Day sale!
Have you heard the news?
And so that's why I shared that on Instagram because...
Oh, excellent. Okay. Shari said something here about it. She said the measurements were the inside of the swivel hook ring.
I think mine was about 1 inch.
Man, people are here for the details. They really want it down to the...
Hold on.
Wait, no, you don't have to...
Well, then look at my photos and look at the photo of the ring that I took.
I thought you were going to pass me the coin purse.
No. No, definitely not.
Hold my beer. Which picture am I looking at? This guy? The swivel ring picture?
Yeah. It's about 1 inch, right? On the inside. It might be 1 1/8 inches. You're
talking about the inside of the ring that is solid, not the clippy part of the ring. Yeah?
I think so. It
appears that gap is about 1 inch. I mean, the inside of it is like 1 1/16 inches or something.
Yeah. It's 1 1/8 inches or 1 1/16 inches. But it's pretty close to 1 inch. So I think you'd be fine with anything at least 1 inch.
Should I just message Sean the measurement sheet? No, Shari, don't do that. No, Shari loves to send me pictures in my DMs. Do I have one already? Okay, no, I'm good. All right, I'm good to go.
I was just a little distracted this weekend. We did get quite a few orders out. If you have ordered
If you
from the new release.
Yeah, if you placed a new order Saturday or Sunday or for the new release,
then it's out.
It is out. Mr. Steve is taking it to the USPS right now to get it on out of here. And some people who placed pre-orders may find that their pre-order kits were inside. We don't want anyone to be disappointed if that's not the case. But no, some of the pre-release kits have gone out.
I tried to catch as many of them as I possibly could, so you get your... What?
Shari says those are very different measurements. Shari, I'm gonna send you Liz's photo, Shari. How about that?
Well, I put it up on the Instagram.
Turnabout is fair play. Oh wait, from your phone, I can probably send that to her direct.
Yeah, you probably can.
Holy smokes! Okay, one moment. Oh, in fact, she's number 2 in your recents next to this guy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just doubling.
Take that, Shari.
I'm just doubling back.
Deb says that zippers aren't desperately hard, just fiddly.
They are a little fiddly, but that's why the holes help so much, because it's...
Okay, now I want Deb to tell me something in sewing that is desperately hard. I want to know...
Pleats.
Pleats? Or...
I don't know.
No, come on. I was in high school and I sewed pleats.
Well...
Hey, that cummerbund looked nice. That was nicey nice.
Darts, then.
April says that she's glad she could catch us at lunchtime. And Kevin says he already has his shipping notification and just placed another order. That's great.
Hey, we're doing our best.
Audrey's joined us around her usual 1:30 time. That's awesome.
Audrey's great. We got Audrey. Got Audrey's out.
Yes. So anyways,
really hard.
Stuff is going out in the mail. We put 115 packages out today. And those 115 packages represented, what was it? It was
I don't remember. It was a lot.
Like 170 orders because we combined some stuff. So there's lots of things going.
Yes.
Deb says fitting is desperately hard. Okay.
Fitting.
That's great, because I was going to make her answer in one word, but she did it anyway, so that's really nice.
I also don't particularly love a machine.
Shari says that looks like 1 inch. I'm telling you, I can see a gap in that bed. Okay.
I know, but I don't know.
Oh boy, Shari went ahead and sent me the thing, even though I asked her not to. That's great. Can't wait to look at that. Okay, Shari, I'm checking it. Oh, it's a PDF. I don't think I can read that, Shari. Okay, moving on. Hi, Linda. And Kelly says, looking forward to her happy mail. And Audrey is putting out little streamers there. She's so excited about that. Yeah. That's great. And so now you're going back around the zipper. Mm-hmm. And so by this point in time, then you're really just cruising.
Yes.
And so after this, the next thing you're going to do, my suspicion is that you're going to do any of the exterior embellishments.
Yeah, I'm just going to decorate my needle or my...
You're going to decorate the outside.
Yes.
So the first die cut is the whole shape of the coin purse.
Yes.
The second die cut is one of the very tasteful designs that comes with the coin purse.
Or whatever.
Or something else from your Pashta library.
Right.
That you're die cutting in. And then we get the zipper on, then we embellish, and then we just sew
around the outside edge.
Sew around the outside, that's it? Do you have to turn it inside out or no? Once you end up sewing the outsides, it's outside. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I imagine if you wanted to line it, you probably could. But I didn't bother.
You're lining it for durability? Is that the presumption?
Or just to hide any of your threads on the inside, but I'm not worried about that.
You're not worried about that too much?
No.
Unless you're lining it for it being waterproof. Maybe you are...
I'm not making wet bags here,
maybe you're in Mission Impossible, because that movie just landed over the weekend. It's kind of a big deal.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they had a very big... Between that and the Lilo and Stitch movie that just came out, or Stitch?
It's live action, that one.
Speaking of Stitch.
Speaking of Stitch.
Right? I think they had a very big weekend with those two, yeah.
All right.
Someone says, do you have a stitching star that will go with the hot air balloons like in Miriam's blog?
The star that, I think the one that she used and the one that I used was the star that was in the Over the Moon die. However, I think if you have the folk art star, that would also, there's a smaller star in there that would work well.
Okay. But the first thing you said is that you believe that Miriam's project, she used the star from the little moon?
From the Over the Moon die.
From the Over the Moon die.
Yeah, I did the same thing. We sort of were thinking alike on a lot of our projects this time around.
That's great.
So I think that's what she used.
So you have to give that a try. Meanwhile, Deb just won Bob and Chicken. She's very excited about that. Whatever
Bob
she's
and
sewing.
Chicken, nice.
And Mary Kobe's going to Mission Impossible tonight. There you go.
All right.
I hope she's going to see it in like an IMAX theater or in like a science theater of some kind. Like just the biggest screen that they can find in their metropolitan area.
I feel like you really want to go to the movies. I feel like that's what I'm learning right
I am
now.
finally going to go to the movies for the first time since the pandemic.
That's right. What are you going to go?
Hang on a second. First, I'm going to celebrate. I think right now this might be the biggest number of people. We have 32 people,
Woo!
according to the software here in the chat. That's I think a new record. I've not seen a movie since the Mr. Rogers movie. Right. Before Tilly was born in the theater with you.
Wasn't it? No, the first one, the most recent one that we saw Little Women.
We did not see that we saw that in the theater. You think Little Women we saw after Mr.
Yes,
Rogers?
I do.
I don't think, well, it's one of those two. Anyways.
Bro, I was waddling going in and out of that movie.
Heard that, bro. So that would have been back in like 2020.
Yes.
Pre like March,
like
let's
January.
say. January or something. So the first movie I'm going to see in the theater finally, because you have seen movies in the theater.
I have seen, in fact,
two.
I have seen 2 movies?
You have seen the Barbie movie
That's
in the theater.
I did.
And you have seen the Wicked movie in the theater.
Yes.
Yes.
Both of which with my friend Julie.
Both of which with your friend Julie. I, this summer, am going to return to the theater triumphantly for the first time to see the Superman movie that's coming out.
That's right.
I thought about the Top Gun movie, but 2 years ago or whenever that was.
But then the moment passed.
Yeah, and Superman seems like a much better choice.
All right.
It says, we don't have IMAX in Carlsbad. Mary, you got to get on your bike and ride then. Get on your bikes and ride, okay? This is great. Someone is talking about an old Mervyn's commercial where the lady is at the window waiting for her package to come. That's
really
great.
Funny.
We are glad that you're excited about it.
Yeah.
And people have already gotten their shipping notifications, which is great because I think that when I pack the order a day in advance or when I make the label,
sometimes it doesn't submit or it doesn't send it till like midnight.
No, I don't think it sends it until exactly like the time the next day.
Right.
I've been suspicious.
So
about
like
this.
We've been packing labels at midnight.
Yeah, like I usually label packages. Inside baseball is that I usually like pack and label things after Tilly's gone to bed.
Right.
And so there are times where Lizzie will be packing at like 1 PM. And then I won't label it until like 11:30 at night. And so then you don't get the notification until way late the next day.
Yeah.
But yesterday, Tilly was behaving herself in the morning, and I ended up labeling like, I don't know, 70 packages or something. So.
Yeah, what day was it? It was Saturday? No, it was Sunday. She came into the barn all grumpy, and she went up to the loft to sit in my chair and fell asleep.
That was Sunday. You were packing on Sunday. Yeah. Shari says that her husband's also very excited about Superman. And Audrey says, I get a notification through the shop app last night and the email notification this morning. Oh, okay. So it turns out if you're using Shopify's shop app, perhaps you might be getting those notifications there in real time. All right, now Audrey knows how late at night sometimes we're out getting stuff together. That's great.
Okay. We have done our zipper. Not saying it's a perfect zipper right now, but it's there's a loop. Oh boy.
What's the loop?
I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can fix it from. I don't think I can fix it from this end.
This is great. True Crime Tracy is gonna see. True Crime Tracy is excited to see the F1 movie in IMAX. She also has not been to the movie since before the pandemic. There you go.
I'm trying to figure out if I can take it this way.
Yeah, people can't even see the loop that you have there.
Sorry,
So,
I have
no,
a
that's
loop.
fine. We've got a little goofy goof.
Oh, that's just my thread got silly on me, and I think it's at the very, very beginning. So I think instead of like somewhere in the middle. So I think I can just
give it a little yank.
Yeah.
And kind of flatten that thing out.
Yeah.
But otherwise the zipper is finished. Did you already knot it off, or no? You were about to do that before you discovered the loop.
Oh, it is in the middle.
Uh-oh. Do you want me to vamp?
No, I don't need to.
You want me to take it off the camera off the table?
No.
I can go full screen.
It's fine.
I'm just waiting for the first time I get to go full screen.
Oh,
Yeah, do you want me to put a time code in here? We're trying to troubleshoot a loop.
I know how to fix it. I just don't want to take the time to do it.
Oh, okay, got it. Well, you don't have to take the time to do it.
I do.
You can march on like this never happened.
I can't not.
Who's this coin purse in your head? Who's this coin purse for?
Tilly.
Oh, well, that's okay. Tilly has lots of nice things. It's fine.
I mean, it's at the end. Oh, that's a pain.
Leave it alone, man.
I'm not leaving it alone.
Oh my gosh. You can tell we are different people. You can tell that we are different people. I wish I had a graphic that said, like, you know, out for lunch, back in 5 minutes, and we just put that up with some music.
No.
Deep, 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 deep,
No,
deep,
I
deep,
can't
deep,
get it to
deep,
go back the
deep,
way
deep.
I had it before.
Do you want me to hit the Jeopardy music? Like a
No, I do not, sir. That's just mean.
That's not mean at all. That's just people are trying to form their questions in the shape of an answer.
Okay, I'm going...
People are very excited. Kelly's very excited for Sean's moment.
So is Sean.
That'd be so great.
I think what I'm going to do is
Yes.
tie it off.
You're going to tie it off. I love that choice.
I know you do.
I
Okay.
love that choice.
So, I mean, it's down at the end, so it's not like it's going to be in the way.
Yeah, you're going to be all right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to now tie off the ends and the other ends because...
Our long national nightmare is over.
You know what,
What?
sir?
You're doing it. You're doing great. I'm looking at the time code, even with all of the consternation. Let's just call it that.
Okay.
You started stitching around about, say, 9.5 minutes in, and we're at like 36.5 minutes. So that was like, you know, that only took, what is that math? 27 minutes? That's not bad at all. From stitching a zipper by hand, and you don't frequently stitch zippers perspective, you know?
This is a really terrible choice. Okay, I'm going to have to bring it up to my face, though, here for a second.
That's okay,
So
you
here,
do that.
look at some pretty ones. Look at some finished ones.
Oh!
While I fix this up here by my face. This is so short. Gosh darn it.
I really love the leaves so much.
I know you do.
I love the leaves so much in a little swirl because it really reminds me of a coin. Because a lot of old coins had, you know, some laurel like leaves on them, branches on them.
Such a bad choice.
You know, I'll turn your microphone off if I have to.
You don't have a microphone on me.
You're just over there muttering to yourself. Oh my gosh.
It's really short. So it's going to be tricky.
That's okay. You're winning chicken yourself over here.
It's not winning.
People are going to turn off the show at this point in time. This is when they're going to turn it off. Did anybody have a good time at Memorial Day? And while I'm waiting for your answer in the chat, again, thanks for joining us at Stitching Live with Lizzie and Sean.
Thanks.
We're here to show you just how easy stitching can be. Just how smooth and at the same time, we're here to show you what it's really like to make a handmade item.
Yeah, it's more about that right now.
That your 5-year-old can enjoy for a very, very long time, regardless of how perfect every little stitch is.
You know what?
You know? Every little stitch. You know? All right. No one has said what they did on Memorial Day just yet, but don't worry. It's coming on. Audrey, real-time bloopers are not a bad thing. One of us is going to go through this. Exactly. You're not the only one.
Yes, but I don't want to be going through it. That's the problem.
Do I have to turn your picture-in-picture off? Like, are you going to make a bunch of angry faces?
Probably.
Or no? Okay.
Am.
Well, then I'm there. You've been cut from the. It's just me and the coin purse on the table right now. This is great. Can you tell me the length of the zipper again? We sure can, Linda. That is a 4-inch zipper. So a 4-inch zipper, and we got those from a place called Wawak. Is that just WAWAK.com?
Yep.
So we're talking .com, and they are 4-inch zippers. Lizzie has used both the number 3 size and the number 4.5 size. There you go. Linda, get yourself something nice. Shari says she worked on Memorial Day. That makes 2 of us, Shari. I also did a little bit of work on Memorial Day yesterday. Walked our dog at the beach this weekend. It's finally beach weather. I'm excited to hear that. There were so many people. I took Tilly to a park yesterday to do a little hike, and they had a little pond. So many people fishing, and they were out with the dogs walking around the lake. That was great. Glad to hear that it's finally beach weather. I imagine if you live close to a beach, you're really waiting for beach weather, aren't you?
Indeed.
Yeah.
This is a miserable situation. Okay.
I think you're doing great. You just hang in there. People can't even see your face right now, you know?
That's good.
Yeah, people can't even see what's happening on your face, so you just keep tugging away that. I work so that I can take Friday off with a winky face. Okay, all right. There you go. Love to hear that. We did get the fishing pole out last night then, too.
Indeed.
Tilly's very excited about learning to fish. So I was teaching my daughter how to cast a fishing line last night. Packed yesterday and in the car now, headed on our beach family vacation. Oh my Lord, someone is watching while they're going down the highway. Hopefully they're also driving and eating a sandwich at the same time. That'd be the way that I would like to do it. Eating, driving, watching this. That's great. I love how their family vacation, though, is so dope they didn't tell us where. They don't want us to join them at their family vacation.
Don't worry.
What did you decide to do there with your stitching project
I'm
anyways?
making a knot, and it is a very short length, so...
Oh, got it.
That's why I am...
It would have been really funny if I had just put you full screen.
Oh, that would have been a terrible choice.
Should I do that right now?
No, you should not.
Are you sure?
You enjoy marriage, right?
Yes, I enjoy marriage, but I've enjoyed marriage with you for so long that I'm pretty sure that if I did that, we would still be married. I don't think I'm in any danger of that being the straw that broke the camel's back. You've said that so many times, it's lost all meaning. That's really funny. The other 27 people in the chat are like, you can pry my Memorial Day activities out of my cold, dead hands.
That's funny. You're getting nothing out of nobody.
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling this guy. No way, man. You're getting so close. You're
I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, I know. They can see you trying so hard.
What?
I just clicked it over just now, just for a little second. So what you've decided to do is you've decided to take that little loop and knot it?
I have cut it in half, and then I'm tying it with the other lengths
that
were longer.
I had no idea that's what you did with a loop like this.
It's probably not.
Oh, no, I think that's fine. There are more people that'll corroborate that. Okay.
I can't tell if I hear the FedEx guy or if it's our daughter singing in the other
Would you like me to, if you want me to go see if the FedEx person is here right now?
I do not.
The amount of interest in this video is about to go down even lower than it is right now. I knew how much I loved my boys when I put worms on fishing hooks.
Got it.
Shari just described you on the full screen as me living on the edge. Look, there's the face of triumph right there. Look. She did it, everybody. So stoked. Okay, now I am going to go peek out the window and see if that's the FedEx person.
I don't know if
1 second here.
I'm hiding the ends that are long enough to hide.
Okay.
Underneath the edge of the zipper itself.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't want that to be... I don't want the ends to be hanging out any more than is necessary.
Okay.
So pulling it through, sort of like I hide my ends with my other projects. It looks like a mess, but I've done my best here. Okay.
It looks like a mess, but it's going to be on the inside of a zipper bag coin purse that you're going to give to a 5-year-old. That's great. We're all caught up. Everyone is so excited that you got there. Okay. What we missed in the chat was that Deb says worms are nothing. Try leeches.
Oh.
That was a hard pass for Mary there. All right, great.
Thank you.
I'm ready to start embellishing. Can we start embellishing?
In a second.
Oh my Lord. Okay, great. Well, that was not there was nothing out there in the driveway. It was not the FedEx person.
Wow.
Plus, the FedEx truck lately is that anybody else have the electric?
One.
Yeah, woogie, woogie, woogie. Anybody have the electric FedEx trucks in your neighborhood? That's what I want to know. They make these crazy sounds when they back up.
They do.
I would assume the people on like the East Coast or the West Coast are like, we've had electric FedEx trucks since like 2006, Sean. Like, where have you been?
We've been in rural Ohio.
That's flyover country. Dinosaur juice.
Okay.
Way to go. Look at that.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
I'm also going to, these are the wrong scissors for this, but I'm going to cut off
the zipper ends.
The zipper ends.
Okay, I better put that in the show notes. Trimming off your zipper ends.
I'm just trimming them enough that you can see the stitching holes for the final cut around. So I'm not trimming off that much zipper end, really. Good Lord, that was frustrating. I'm really sorry, everybody.
You know what? You're going to have to take a big, deep breath in.
I know.
And then a big, deep breath out.
Rally.
And then you just have to leave that alone.
Let that one go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Flower. Yay. So we're going to, well, I might do the leaves first because the leaves are small and easy to put on. So I'm using, I guess I should have said, for the zipper bag itself, I'm using Cheeky, so I use 3806. And for the leaves, I'm using Sprout.
Okay.
Because I thought it was a really nice match to the zipper bag, or to the zipper.
Okay.
And that I'm using 772.
772, that's great.
Yes. And I'm just trying to thread my needle, which is going to be a pain.
Someone does have the electric Amazon trucks that make strange noises when they back up. Someone else just wanted to let us know they've been in rural Ohio on the way to Cedar Point, and they love the small towns. Yeah, we love the small towns.
Oh, totally.
In Ohio, too. We
are from
small towns in rural Ohio. Yeah, very small towns, in fact. Some of us smaller than others.
Indeed. There was at least a college in the town where I grew up.
At least girl, you had so much more than a college.
I know we did.
Woo.
We had like a mall and anyway. So this design has set elements or set spaces for the elements.
I might zoom this back in now that you're doing that. Keep doing what you're doing. Everybody, pardon the side of my head while I'm getting this going. Go ahead, start stitching.
And so you can just lay everything out and line them up and sew right on there. Super, super easy. You could do different stitches if you wanted to do something more decorative. I'm just going to stick with the running stitch right now.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go all the way around.
There's your monitor. I've got that zoomed in kind of tight so that people will be able to really see the details.
Some of this stuff.
While you're doing that.
Some of these extra threads. Get those out of my way.
There you go.
Drive me bonkers.
So you're starting with the leaves.
Yep.
And which flower design you went with? You went with the curvy flower design. You said that earlier. Off to the left-hand side.
There's only there's only one flower designed to go with.
Sorry, yes, one flower design.
One layered flower, yes.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna do that.
The new spring flowers though would totally fit.
Oh yeah,
the smaller spring flower would totally fit on this thing.
The smaller spring flower would definitely work. I was looking at that yesterday. It's like, oh, should I do this? But then I was like, I'll stick with the.
That would totally fit in there for sure.
Sorry, my phone is apparently not on Do Not Disturb.
It would also, this thing would be a great like passport case, you know? Like if you want to put your passport in something, or no, you don't think it would fit all the way into the passport?
No, I don't think a passport would fit all the way in.
Okay, because it doesn't fit a smartphone, depending on your smartphone.
But it would definitely fit like earbuds and extra wires.
Okay, yes, it'd be a great case for your earbuds for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe if people actually utilize those like cell phone recharger things, they might fit inside there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, those little like battery packs that you shove into your phone in the middle of the day because you've been texting all day long. We don't live our lives like that.
I don't have one of those.
As a person who puts 6,000 miles on your car annually, you're not in the market for one of those phone recharging things.
Believe it or not, I'm usually around an outlet at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out.
Yeah, I saw two moms yesterday out and about with their phones just like shoved into those things in their back pocket.
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
Spent the whole day. Everyone right now is repping where they're from and whether or not they have electric delivery trucks. It turns out Amazon is a little bit ahead of the curve compared to Federal Express.
I definitely saw an Amazon one not too long ago.
I feel like we drove past like 17 of them the last time we were in Baltimore, like in September.
Yeah.
We saw so many of them that I really started to feel like I was a Midwesterner.
Yeah, like, oh, look at all those. Look what they got out here.
You can't swing a dead cat without seeing an Amazon electric truck out here. Why, oh my. And the streets were paved with cheese. There were no cats.
Oh, dear.
Shari says, we only use those recharger packs when they're in a theme park. I'm just going to hit her with a prove it. Okay.
I don't use my phone that much. Sean likes to joke that I have, like, 0 apps on my phone. I really don't have.
You have practically 0 apps on your phone. Yeah, when I use your phone for whatever reason and I swipe into the apps, I cannot believe
how few apps there are.
I feel like to get from the top to the bottom of my app screen, I probably have to swipe like 4 times.
Oh.
And I also don't really. I don't want it to seem like I've got like 17 sports gambling apps on my phone or something. You know what I mean? It's not that, right?
No, it's just I don't like. I mean, I got a new phone for the first time in like 5 years.
Just last week. Yeah, just last week.
So I just like to minimize what's on it, and it lasts longer. And...
Shari has explained that you have to have one of those rechargers at Disney because you end up using the Disney app all day long. Which I didn't know about that, but that makes total sense, right? You get the app and your ticket's on there, and then you're swiping probably for food or something silly like. Who knows?
Yes, food. What a silly, unnecessary thing to need during the day.
So this would be cool as a keychain to hold credit cards, driver's license, cash, running a quick errand. You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
I don't carry a regular wallet. I carry like a little thing.
A little fabric wallet.
Like I don't carry, a little fabric wallet. I don't carry like a purse.
Yeah, Lizzie does not carry a purse. I don't even know how many things that you would call purses that you own. I think the number is less than 2. It's like 2 or 3. Yeah, you do not carry a purse anywhere ever for any reason. Handbag, purse, tote, like whatever you want to call it.
I have a couple of tote bags.
You have tote bags.
They're usually like full of projects too. So it's like if I'm going somewhere, I'm taking projects in a project bag.
And all of your tote bags are clearly tote bags. Yeah. We're not like straddling the purse tote bag line here.
It's like a tote bag. Yeah.
Mary says this would be a wallet for me too.
I think it's great as a wallet. And
not TMI. I'm not going to read that out loud, but it's not TMI. You can drop that in the chat. That's great, Tracy.
No, I like being able to put little things and just take what's absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also part of the reason that I don't carry purses is because every time I go to shop for a purse, it's like, what are you smuggling a toddler across state lines? I don't understand. Why do you need this much space in a bag? And this is true even though I have a child. I still, there's just so much space. And I don't know. So I like having just a small thing.
Yeah, but this was a big move for Pashta to put this out into the wilderness because, first of all, we had to decide whether or not we were going to carry a felt size that was like a little bit larger.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing for us, right? I mean, we've been doing this for over 4 years, and it's like, okay, if we're going to do this.
And then I had to decide whether or not I wanted to carry zippers or if I just wanted to tell all the people where to buy the zippers. And I prefer to tell you all where I got zippers because I don't really want to have to mark up stuff that makes it worthwhile for us to carry. I'd rather you get a good deal. And then you've got all the color options available to you. Because we wouldn't carry 40 different colors of zipper because...
But this is just a super functional category. I mean, obviously we've had the scissor keeper and we've had the needle book. And those are obviously meant to be a very functional thing. But this is you're really kind of taking your Pashta out into the world here in a way that you haven't been able to do before, maybe.
Well, and it sort of started when I was doing the thing for Tailored Expressions for their Stamp Joy event, because I was she was like, we want to do a small die. And I was thinking, well, what can I design that's going to be small enough that I could teach a class on it in, an hour or whatever it was. And so I designed that key fob.
Mhm.
And then I was like, well, what else would go really well with a key fob? And I realized a coin purse would be cute. And I knew that eventually we were going to bring the
sheets.
the key. Well, I knew we were going to bring the key fob
would come out eventually. That's right. Mary wants to know what's next for larger felt sheets. I don't know if we have an answer. Is someone trying to find like a little sneak peek there? But I think the answer is no comment.
Yeah, we there may or may not be a color or two available right now in our barn.
Oh, I think that she's asking, like, are you going to be doing additional designs for the larger felt? I think that's the question.
I don't know.
Audrey said they've really been wishing for a Pasha coin purse. And someone says that they're going to try using the faux leather ribbon from HL. I hope my machine will cut it. Hobby Lobby, that must be what HL. Yeah, sorry I had to zoom that in there with my eyesight. That's great.
Yeah.
No, I think someone was asking if maybe there are other larger projects, but what I really like...
I've wanted to do some larger projects, but again, it's like, the cost of the die, who's
doing that. I just love how well the coin purse, and I forget what image you shared the other day, where did you make a key fob and coin purse that like coordinated?
Yeah, I made them
together
for myself.
I could not believe how classy that looked. I was like, look at that. Wow.
I will say with the donut poles, you can clip a key fob through the end of that because it's rounded. Where'd it go? It's got the roundy hole on it.
Sure.
So if you get one of the clippy key fobs, you can clip
that right on there, and there you go.
And then they're together.
Once you have two, they're just like having two things that are super functional, but different formats in such dramatically different sizes, but you bring them together with the colors. It was like we might as well be selling handbags at that point in time. You know what I'm saying?
I will not be going into production of handbags, but I appreciate the thought.
Yes, sure reminds that, of course, the width of the die cut machines is, yes, exactly. Like the limitation of, the die cut machines and who's got the larger sizes.
Because I've got a big one, but I know not everybody does. And
which is totally fine.
The 5.5 fits through a standard one perfectly well. But yeah, there are some things like I've thought of in the past, but I'm like, well, that's going to cut down on who can buy it so much. And it's going to be such an expensive die that I've sort of...
Yeah, we just haven't crossed that bridge yet necessarily. No. But I could totally see, like, the people in this chat who are telling all their friends about how awesome Pashta is, and then Pashta grows a little bit. Next thing you know, it's like, it's time to do that kind of thing.
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see how things go. But, yeah, it just seemed like a fun idea,
and if there was
like giftable too, in a way that's like, how many ornaments can I give my niece? But if I give her like a little zipper bag with like, a lip balm and a gift card to one of her favorite shops or something.
Yeah, of course. Hey, Olga's here saying hello, and it's their first live. Welcome, Olga, to the Pashtaverse, everybody. That's great. Thanks for joining us today. We're glad you can make it. We're just talking about the coin purse die and how it is slightly expanded the format or the footprint. And in the meantime, you've done about 5 leaves. You're getting on to number 6
this is the last leaf.
This is the final leaf. Okay.
I also thought it would be fun to stitch, instead of around it, go like up through the center and then like do rays almost.
Yeah.
So that's also an option if you wanted to do.
Okay, I'll let you stitch it, and then we're gonna have to zoom it in so people can see it.
I'm not doing it this time because I've done all of them the same way.
When is your next release? Someone asked Christmas in July, and the answer is yes. We have been doing some Christmas in July.
Christmas in July is our next release.
That will be our next release.
I need to finish testing all of that stuff.
That's what's on the docket today. So you have received those samples. Here you go. This is some real... So, Olga, you got here just the right time. This is some
Little background info.
Some inside baseball. So we have received the samples. There'll be no sneak peeks. Not everybody's like reaching for their thumbs right now.
They're all out in the barn, and I haven't even made sure that they function properly.
Yeah. So you have gotten all those samples of the things that you've already drawn and designed.
Yes.
And when we're eating lunch like this, hey, what are you going to do after the live today? And you were eating your lunch, and I was eating my lunch. You're like, oh, I'm going to go out into the barn, and I'm going to test all those samples. I'm going to test
all those samples.
And I was like, perfect.
And I think there's a bunch of stuff. Bunch of back catalog stuff in that box too. Yeah, there's some maybe out of stock items that we want to get back into stock that are there too. So we'll get all that stuff tested and make sure that they.
Barbara says, "Good, I can save up." Yes, we've given you plenty of time to sell your bitcoins and be ready to go.
Oh, I almost forgot.
What did you almost forget?
Well, I'm going to say this now because we were supposed to have another color story.
Oh, this is other really breaking news. This is exclusive news. Everybody turn your volume up if you can and you're not at work being a cheater. Go ahead.
We were supposed to have another color story, but that felt got caught up. So we're going to do like a little mini felt only release.
Yeah, there's going to be a little mini felt.
In June.
You're really bearing the lead on this because what we're trying to say is... There is a new color coming there are 2 new colors coming to the Pashta family.
2 new colors.
In an exclusive color story, Unana. Yes. And that will be out here soon.
Yes.
We were just a little slow in receiving one of the 2 colors.
Yes. Yeah. And so rather than show everybody, well, I couldn't show anybody because I did not even have samples of the color that's one of the colors that's brand new.
Yeah.
Rather than like say, hey, it's coming, but I can't give you pictures and I can't show you samples, we decided, well, we'll just wait till we know it's here, and then we will share.
I just want you to know that the cheater just wanted to say, I'm not a cheater. I know you're not a cheater. That's fine. That's fine. If I had a real job, by the way, right now...
So in a couple of weeks, look for that.
If I had a job that wasn't this... I would absolutely be watching this while I was doing work.
Did you just say a real job?
You know what I mean.
Because I'm going to lose my mind.
No, this is like a Dire Straits song. You know, this is money for nothing over here, right? I am just showing up and sitting in a comfortable chair.
That's true.
Being obnoxious.
Okay, this is now a real thing. So I'm gonna put on this this flower on the one that I showed for the introductions. I just did straight stitches. This time, I want to do lazy daisy stitches because I can.
Okay, you're going to do some lazy daisy stitches on your flower.
Yes, some big ones.
Okay, great.
So, they're pretty much the same idea. You're starting through the center hole. So, woo! Sorry, almost lost the camera there.
Did you jostle the camera there while I'm trying to type some notes?
I did, yes.
Pull it together, Jones.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. Okay, so once your flower's lined up, there is a center hole in each petal region. I'm just going to go up through that one and down through the same hole to create that loop. Then I'm going to come back up through one of these side holes here. What are you...
Kevin just wanted to know what the time frame was to cancel orders. I think because he just ordered that sea spray. Kevin, if you want to cancel, just email customer service, and we'd be more than happy to. And then we'll get that stuff out and about. That's great.
What happened?
I think he just now placed an order for sea spray, and then we talked about how we're going to be releasing this new color story.
Oh. I will tell you, it has nothing. It's not even close to sea spray. Just so you're...
Oh, for sure. I just think he maybe wants to combine a shipping. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you weren't lying. These are larger lazy daisy stitches than I usually see you do.
It's just a little more decorative than the one that I did.
That's great. Then I'm going to be watching this very closely as you're working on that. Yeah, we're going to look back at 2025. This is going to be the year of the lead time.
It's a weird year.
This has been a year where we've learned an awful lot about how long it takes before we tell someone, go ahead and get started, and then we get to the finished product. Right. We have learned a lot about that this year.
We've learned a lot about that this year.
Kevin says he's joking. That's great. Yeah, we've learned a lot about lead times this year.
Yeah, we have.
And it turns out what that means for you as a bumper crop of releases in June with a little color story release.
Yeah, just a little color story release.
It's going to be
just
awesome.
A little extra inspiration.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
And if you decided not to pick up the coin purse, the color story in the coin purse, next thing you know, wham. Will that get them all the way to free shipping? I'm trying to think.
No.
They won't? They'll be awfully close.
Yes, but not. Wait. No.
I don't remember what the coin purse costs.
38.
Oh, they'll be so close. 55 and 38. That's like 93, isn't it?
Pick up a roll of felt.
Yeah, there you go. A coin purse, a roll of felt, and the new color story, and I'll be shipping it to you for free.
Yes. All right, so there's one of my floral. I just did the Lazy Daisies, so that's what it looks like.
There you go. Look at that.
Kind of cute. A little bit different from the ones on the sample I did for the introductions.
Got it.
And I'm using 3 strands of thread. So if you wanted to do something a little more delicate, you could always use 2 or 1. But since what?
People are really funny in the chat. I was letting you finish your sentence.
No, but you're cackling.
I know. See, the big challenge of being the Paul Schaefer to the David Letterman in this situation, right, is that things are happening that are fun and cool, and then I'm also trying to make sure that you can finish your thoughts.
I'm trying to do 6 things at once, so my thoughts are already at a disadvantage.
Rhonda's husband is only doing one thing. He's trying to vacuum the car, and he just had to pause to bring her one of the needles that he found under the seat. That's what I'm talking about, right? So you're doing 6 things. That poor man's just trying to do one thing. He can't do it because the needles are in the way.
There's needles. There's always needles.
He sounds like a real keeper, Rhonda, because he could have just taken that needle and kept it for himself.
He could have.
Yep.
Valuable thing, that needle.
Deb dislikes also in sewing that's fiddly is turning tubes. Yuck. Turning tubes.
Remember when you made that wreath that was like the
braided?
Lord. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
That's what that is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I put the sewing machine away for years after
I
tried
to
do that.
You did.
Mary's talking about a little bit of lead times, too. Her son's off next week looking for new factories for the company.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly really loves what you're doing there, by the way. You're getting some live feedback. Loving the Lazy Daisy stitches on that flower.
Yeah, it's just an alternative vibe. That's all.
I wouldn't call alternative is not the word that of course it is alternative
to a straight stitch. It's just a different look.
Yeah, but again, it's another example of how you can take one of your amazing designs.
You're very kind. And
you can, with just a little bit of a different technique.
An alternative, might you say?
No, no. I'm trying to think of a different word for alternative or different, Because it's a step up,
A step up.
It's a glow up.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. It's a stitch up.
You're funny.
Definitely a keeper. That's good, Rhonda, because he's going to be watching this later. And he's going to want to hear that you said that.
I'm sure he's one of our most loyal watchers. Yeah.
I wonder how many husbands have opened their YouTube on their phone, and because their phone is so close to their spouse's phone that they're getting suggestions to watch stitch floss videos now. You know what I mean?
Floss tube. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. That's funny. It's a funny thing to think about.
Yeah. I don't think that happens so much with YouTube. It happens with ads.
It happens with ads.
Yeah, but it's not like your YouTube is making you watch Maddie Matheson or pizza videos. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. YouTube hasn't figured that out yet, I guess. And so there's going to be some beads or sequins today, or no?
I might do a couple on the flower center, but I'm going to leave it mostly simple.
On the flower center. Oh, got it. So there's a third piece, or I see 2 little pieces there. If I'm not crazy. These little layers. What is this? Sunlight and Tundra?
That's Sunlight and Tundra, yes.
You got Sunlight and Tundra. And
I know that I use that element in every flower I do where it's a layered center, but I just really like that you have the option. So
oh, that sounds beautiful. Kelly is stitching a botanical butterfly for a summer garland. Ooh. And Shari says it's a zhuzh. Is that how you spell zhuzh?
ZHUSH or whatever?
She went with 2 Z's and she is correct. To make something more stylish, lively, or attractive.
I couldn't remember how to spell zhuzh? I look it up every time.
I think zhuzh is, yeah, I think I'm going to accept that. The judges are going to accept zhuzh.
I'm so
Shari,
glad.
that's great.
Looking for a zhuzh.
Deb says it's not happening with her and her hubby because she's not getting any anime suggestions. Aha,
there you go.
See, there you go. Exactly.
All right, I need a little bit more pink
Okay.
to do these last 2 Lazy Daisy bundles, or trios, I guess. Almost done here, folks. I know this part is super
You're doing great.
exciting.
Just we're only at it. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take to sew the whole thing together, and whether or not you're taking us to the end. But
I'm not sure that we will. I mean, I'll show you.
People might soon be able to tell that the last day of pre-K was last week. And so today we don't have the hard stop that we used to have to go racing.
Yes and no. We do have someone hanging with Tilly, and I don't want to take up her entire afternoon.
Sure. Well, did you give that person a stopping time?
I did.
Oh, got it. Okay. In that case,
I know.
I'm gonna put on the Sonic the Hedgehog music. That music.
Oh, that's definitely going to help my fiddly hands for sure.
You're doing
anxiety
great. You have more Lazy Daisy to do right now?
Just a couple.
Okay, so some more Lazy Daisies.
Yeah.
And then we think the bead sequence flower center is going to go on to finish that.
Yeah.
And then we have to confront the inevitable.
Sewing the outer edge.
And how much time it may or may not take to sew the outer edge.
Arguably the easiest part of the whole shebang.
That's not arguable at all. That is definitely the easiest part of the whole thing.
Yes.
You pass it over here, it'd be like a mother, it'd be a mother-father combined joint gift. Mom did all the pretty parts.
Mom did all the hard stuff.
Oh. Yeah, here comes Dad again. Oh, boy. Oh, Lord.
Just tease.
Oh, yeah. So funny. So funny.
Oh, Father's Day is coming. You'll get pampered beyond belief.
Can't wait. Okay, so once you're done, because you're drifting on the camera, off the camera. That's okay. You're finding it.
Keep myself on here, but I'm not great at that.
Barbara is stitching some flowers across the pond right now, it sounds like.
Ooh.
There you go.
Okay.
Tying that off. Have you tied off every single leaf that you've done?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, I didn't know, and I thought I would just enter it into the record. Just, may it please the court, Exhibit A.
You are a silly man, Mr. Jones.
Yep.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Almost done here, folks.
They can't see it. There you go. Well, if all you're going to do is thread another needle.
I should, tape the space onto the table so I can...
You're saying you need to have, a center location?
Yeah, I need to, outline it for myself so I can remember where the actual visible area
do you think people who actually know stuff about videos would have done that?
Probably.
Maybe back in, February?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably something like that, yeah. Give me a spot to shoot for.
Yep. We are professionals.
Whoa, someone says they're reworking a hive wind chime at the moment. I presume that means a wind chime that has nothing to do with our humming hive. I don't think they're trying to tell us that they have some kind of pashta,
unless they've got
wind
cool
chime hybrid kind of situation.
No, I want to know.
I've got a very vivid image of someone with some needle nose pliers though right now at a workbench and this wind chime going on,
Yeah.
When you have to work on a wind chime, do you think you do that on a windy day so that you know that when you're done, you've got it worked out? Yeah? Or do you think that you have to pick a day when it's not windy?
Can't tell if it's working.
You know what they say about wind chimes? If your neighbor's got wind chimes, you've got wind chimes. That's right. Oh, it's our hive. Look at that. Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
I want to see it.
I can tell that they're working on it really hard because that was a very short reply there. Your hive. Period. Well, good to go.
Counts.
I love it. Rocking and rolling.
All right. Oh, wow. Dang. Got myself
I know, I saw that. I feel like I was powerless to stop it.
It's all right. I got
Do you want me
this.
to get the Stitch Live first aid kit?
No.
Okay. That should be a prop. I
It
should
should
be able
be
to
a
reach
prop.
down, you know, like this, and I just
Just like
pick
a roll
up.
of toilet paper.
Yes, that's perfect. It's just that, maybe with like a roll of masking tape or something. Like, remember that time I had to go to urgent care at work, and then the woman was like, "Oh, you're the manager. You need to update your first aid
Yes.
kit." And I was like, "Lady, just help stop the bleeding.
Just put my fingertip back on."
That's great. I used a single bell and just didn't work the way I wanted, so she's trying chimes instead.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
there you go. Mary says, "I've seen it and it's beautiful, Renee." Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Look at that. There's some inside baseball here in the chat now.
All right. Now I'm
Look
gonna
at
put on my
that
flower
thing.
center.
Wow.
I like the way that Lazy Daisy
Boy, oh boy.
looks.
Yeah, that looks great. Look at that.
I thought that would be a nice alternative to adding a whole bunch of beading, because I think I can handle a bunch of beading on my coin purse, but I have a feeling that our child will cause a little more distress to that level of beading.
Yeah, I can imagine her like picking at them until they fall off.
Right.
Or maybe chewing at them until they fall off.
Which is why I would rather put on some pretty stitches so I don't have to worry about that being a thing that happens.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to put on my flower center now. I'm going to line up each layer individually so I don't have to guess.
Okay.
There we go. And I don't think I can show you on camera, but I can see through it to see that the holes are lined up.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend. So you just line everybody up, and then it'll be right through the holes. So you just start going.
And
all the way
stitching it just
around.
like that.
Yep.
And you said that you were thinking about adding the sequin or the bead is going to go
on the flower center itself.
Got it. So this is not like the smaller flowers where the sequin anchors the entire component, because some of our flowers are like that, right?
Yeah, some of them are. But I figured this one I would just do.
That's great. Now, what color of sequin do you think you're going to put there in the middle? Oh, well.
This is from Dip Dyed.
Those are, let me get out of the way. There you go. Those are the ones we're going to use. No, it's fine.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm going to use because they happen to be here. And I have the yellow that I used for sunlight in that bead box.
That bead box. Okay, great. That looks like Dip Dyed.
Yeah, it is.
Nailed it.
Why? I mean, I said it like 3 times.
Well, just because you said it doesn't mean that I was listening. Wow. That's great.
Funny.
I'm just going to cover that right back up again.
Yeah, that's great. I don't think we need to have,
As we've discussed fairly recently on a live, there are over 55 color stories, okay? So trying to remember the names of all of them.
I have been thinking recently that I might actually label all of my color story boxes, with the label maker.
You know, when I walk through a room in our house and I happen to see like
stacks of them,
9 of them stacked up, I have thought to myself, but where are you going to label them? The top or the front?
No, probably
or the side?
like the back edge.
Like the back edge, yeah.
Yeah, because I know what they are when I look at them, but if I ask like you or Tilly to bring me one, I don't know that I could adequately explain it.
Yeah, like once you get into like by the bushel versus autumn leaves versus
I know. Those ones are.
I'm just saying I haven't. Once we're out of the season, like when it's springtime and I'm packing lots of springtime color stories,
sure,
I have a much easier time. If you were to ask me at this moment to distinguish between autumn leaves and by the bushel, I would be a real shruggy shrug.
By the bushel, has like a creamy ivory and a gold bead.
Oh, okay, great.
Autumn leaves doesn't.
Yeah, I think that everybody in the chat can hear this going through one ear and right out the other. It's stuck to the wall right next to me.
Watching your eyes glaze over.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so I'm just going to add a couple of little things here in the center just for funsies.
Okay.
And And so I'm just going to come up through the felt. I know when you get this many layers, it gets kind of... I've seen people, like felt artists who do like portraiture and stuff. They use like pliers, but I don't bother with the pliers. Maybe a thimble would be a good idea, but anyway. So I went through, and I'm just gonna shift over a teensy bit to come back. I have my bead on there, and I'm gonna tie it off, and then I'll just do a couple of little beads on their own too.
You are going to do some beads on their own?
Just in the flower center there.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Just so it's like a cluster instead of an individual. I like things in threes.
What are we say? What are we talking about here? Let me see the thing.
I'm going to do a couple of beads there too.
Let me see. I can't see it.
I know. Ugh. Let me finish it.
Oh, jeez Louise. Okay. You're doing 3 additional beads?
No, 2 additional beads.
2 additional beads. That there's a total of 3 beads in the center of this.
3 elements.
3 elements, okay.
There's the sequin and then the beads.
Someone wants to know if there are any boy, quote-unquote, dies in the future, such as dump trucks, excavators, and tractors. I have 4 grandsons. Look at that.
I'm trying to think of
The short answer is we have not thought of dump trucks, excavators, or tractors.
Not specifically.
Not specifically, but we're certainly thinking of that stuff because I always think back fondly to your early days as an illustrator.
Yeah, I did a lot of masculine.
You always racked your brain trying to figure out...
It's because nobody else did masculine stuff.
Exactly. So you were out there just, trying to experiment with all those different things.
I do have a couple of things in the autumn that might fill that need.
That might fill that need?
I don't know. We'll see. I hope to.
I just love that she typed excavators. She didn't say backhoe.
No.
She didn't say dump truck. There it is. Mary, I would love these. Somebody else is also excited about these sorts of things, huh?
Noted.
Shari's color story cards are becoming so famous.
Shari's color story cards are awesome.
They become very famous, and now people want to know where they can see them. So she's going to have to spill it. She shared them in her
stories, didn't she?
I believe she shared them in her Instagram stories. That's where I remember seeing them as well. But who knows? Maybe someday we could do a live together with Shari. And one of the things that she could do is just out organize us.
Well, that wouldn't be hard.
Someone else says their grandson loves to carry around the eggs. Oh, look at that! That's great.
Oh, that's fun. Tilly was asking me the other day for the bunnies that I did, the hippity hop.
Yeah, the hippity hop bunnies. Mm-hmm.
But I was like in the middle of.
Ooh, someone else wishing for a train. Someone's wishing for a little train set. There you go.
That has been on the list as well. I have a lot of things on that list. My list is long and distinguished.
That I can't do the next line in the movie when you say that. I mean, I know that we have made this YouTube video say it's
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
All right, everybody. So we have our coin purse.
There you go.
Decorated. Get this out of the way here. So we're decorated.
Oh, carriages.
All you have to
Someone suggested carriages.
All you have to do this is my only tip.
All people are seeing is your hand right now. I just want you to know that.
This is my only tip for sewing around the outside edge.
Okay.
I like to open the zipper so that this part, the zippery housing, is not on one of the ends, because it just makes it harder to get everything flat.
So your tip is to unzip your item halfway.
Like halfway. And
then start the stitching?
Yes, because then your housing is not on one end, making it really bulky.
Okay.
It's right in the middle where it's not in the way. And then you can... This is me and my very accurate measuring.
The measuring is so incredible to me. Every time I'm stitching, I just do the length of my arm. And just let God sort it out. Like, don't know what's going to happen after any of that. There is only one length of thread. And the length of thread is, what, the cubit or whatever, right? It's just from here to the pit of my arm. That's the length of thread.
This is only slightly longer than that.
I'm just saying, like, that's it. It's always, I always begin with the same length. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's just, that's it. It's an arm's length.
I don't know what to say.
And then you go for it. And
that's
sometimes
not what I
you have
do.
a bunch left. Oh, I see a blue icon in the chat. That can mean only one thing. Andy Newberry says, Zippery Housing was the name of my band's second album. How funny. Always here with the splash. I just want you to know that Sharzad has said yes to trains as well.
Okay.
Which means she will not tell us about Guns N' Roses, but she will say hello at the beginning and trains at the end of the chat. That's what you get. She's still here. Zippery Housing. Wow. Same.
All right.
Pit of My Arm was our band name.
Nice. The only other tip that I really want to mention for doing these is I like to start and end on the end with the stopper.
You like to finish. You like to begin at the stopper and end at the stopper. Okay.
Because that way your threads are not like hanging out where you open your...
Got it.
Does that make sense?
I understand. Yes, you want the side of the zipper that's
least likely to be all the way open.
To
be where your threads
around
are.
there. Okay.
Yes.
I wish I knew how to do like a fade out on these videos, because you know what we could do is you could just start stitching this edge here, and then we could just fade it on down. Away. Everybody, yeah, just fade it.
Is that on the YouTube Premium or whatever?
I have no idea how to use this thing. All I know how to do is start the live, turn on the picture in pictures, and someday I hope to read the rest of it. I was there for the concert with the railway engineer in my family. Oh, now we're getting some stuff. Now, did they or did they not play November Bahrain? That's what I want to know. Did they play November Bahrain or did they not play November Bahrain? That's what I want to know. Please, I will sleep like a baby tonight if I just have that detail about the set list. And I'm going to keep this I'm going to keep this live going.
You're going to keep it going until you get an answer, right?
I mean, I have her electronic mail. I could have just cut out the middle.
You could have just emailed her directly.
That's great. I think what Shari was saying, Shari says same, Sean, same. Shari is saying that she does the same thing with the thread, I believe.
I don't, because I don't know. Then I'd have a bunch of little bits and pieces around and it'd drive me crazy.
Yeah, like if there was a sewing club that was for pit of my arm and I'm never snipping off the thread in between small segments.
And I'm never tying anything ever.
Yeah, I'm not just the founder, I'm also a client. I have a shake for breakfast. I have a shake for lunch.
How many slogans from the 90s can we fit into one?
Do you want to make more money? Sure, we all do. That's great.
Oh boy.
So I'm just trying to be very... Oh, they did play it. Yes, that's so good. That's great. I know what we're going to listen to when I drive Tilly on down to the library today. Yep. That's great.
Yep.
I don't think she's heard a ton of GNR, to be honest with you.
Tilly?
Not since she was really, when she was a lot younger.
She's heard some on the radio.
Yeah, but I'm saying when she was younger, like I think probably like in the first year or two, I would have played like Appetite for Destruction. I'd been like, buckle up, kid. You need to hear this. So do we really have kind of an out time here at 2:30 here?
I think so.
Okay, that's great. So I'm going to then move the camera now from...
Oh, okay.
No, you keep stitching.
I'm going to keep stitching. You're just going to put it on my face?
Yeah, I'm just going to put it on your face.
Okay.
I don't really think we need to put the little zoom in thing at the bottom, because it's really just the table itself. No.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. We're about to land this airplane here. Yes. Now that I've gotten the information that I needed from the Middle East, I'm feeling good about that. That's great. Thanks for joining us today for this coin purse, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
So if you haven't...
I'm sorry I had that like 8,000 minute frustration with my ends there at the zipper, but...
Pull up your Junkos, young lady. Newberry says, thanks for being here. I hope that some of you that maybe thought in the past, maybe before 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time today, you thought, zippers, I don't really know much about it. I'm not a machine stitcher.
on the back.
But if you're here and you had a chance to watch and learn, we got you some good information about where to find your supplies.
And then I screwed up my zipper and scared you off.
No one is worried about that anymore. No one's worried about that anymore at all. But it's a really cool little die.
They really are fun.
And the possibilities are really boundless with all the other dies and stuff that you can do to add on to them.
And the die comes with a little inspiration guide that shows you the 3 different designs that come as part of the die. But then it also shows 3 additional styles that you can do with the die and other dies that might be in your collection already.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fun. I think the petite butterfly would be really cute on these too. That just sort of occurred to me. Any of the like embroidery designs that are in any of the holiday kits.
Yeah, lots of
They
stuff.
would be really cute.
Loads and loads of stuff.
Yes.
So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're going to have to end the stream here so that we can let our SITTER go home. And then, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
When we're going to stitch something else. I'm trying to remember what that thing might be. Let me see. You usually have that window open over here.
I don't have it right now.
You don't think so? What are you talking about? I'm looking at it right now. Oh, we will have another new item next week. We'll be stitching, should I say what it is?
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to be stitching the joyful rainbow next week.
The rainbow.
That'll be great. That'll be a great way to get all together again next week.
Yeah, I love that die. I had so much fun with that die. I did like 4 or 5 projects with that die.
Yeah.
Because it's so much fun.
Okie dokes, y'all. Well, we'll see you next week, okay?
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being here. And if you're watching it later, thanks